So if you're having problems with your auto table not coming in at the right scale or sizing, seems to be maybe a little bit bigger than the border, or you're just having issues with the scaling, just not coming in, fitting inside that border, there's two things that I want you to check, which should hopefully resolve any of your guys' issues. The first thing, make sure you've actually ran our settings file to set up Autotable to do the scaling. So that you can find a batch file inside our standards. So if you go into the OHGOT workspace, standards, there's a KDIG folder, and then Autotable standards folder. Really all you have to do is run this registry file, and it's going to set some registry keys, which is what Autotable is using. Side note, this is a user setting, so it's per user per computer. So each user logging into that machine would have to run this, or if you go to another machine, you would have to run it on that machine as well. Alright, so that's the first thing. Make sure you ran that. Easy way to tell if you have it is if you start up your Autotable. If you come over and check the Autotable tab, under the options, if you check scale, you should see these values here, which is that pretty much tells you that you have our settings set up. Alright, so if you've done that and you still have scaling problems, the second thing to check is, do you have your layout and scaling set to something other than 100%? So if you go to your display settings, so I'm in a remote session, so this has to be done on the main computer, not the remote session. As you can see, it's all kind of grayed out. So let me minimize my remote session, and if I go to my display settings here, you'll see scale and layout is set to 100%. If this is set to something other than 100%, that will cause the scaling problems. That's probably the root problem that you're seeing. So make sure you set that to 100. You'll have to restart your remote session if you're in a remote session, and then try it again, and you should hopefully have the right sizing of your Autotable. If you guys have more problems or something else is happening, feel free to reach out to our office, and we can see if we can get down to the root cause of why it's not coming in right.